There's a lot of women staring at Dean Winchester like perverts now because he's big and muscular now, and they are also staring at the big bulge in his pants. And since Dean Winchester trained using the Hercules method, one perk of that is that it transforms any human into a superhuman, meaning he can conquer any disease, which also means he no longer gets sexually transmitted diseases, and even if he does get sexually transmitted diseases, his godlike body would just destroy any disease or virus, which is why women are so attracted to him now. You see, women are attracted to a human man that has very strong pheromones and is very masculine, so now for Dean Winchester those pheromones are amplified times 1,000 or more. What the Hercules method does is it's designed to create superior humans, but not only that, it basically gives a human something akin to immortality so long as they are not killed. And I started thinking about something: what if the librarian comes looking for me or Sam or Dean? So I thought, if he does, I'll just kill him and Kane also. They are powerful, but they are not on my level, and I'm not letting anything happen to Sam or Dean Winchester. I said to Dean Winchester, yes Dean, I have to hold back when I make love to my wives because I'm a big strong guy just like you are. So I have to be careful when I love a woman. And a lot of women overheard what I said and they all thought it was adorable and sweet. And then I said to Dean Winchester, now you will have to do the same thing, my friend, because you are far from ordinary now and far from weak. And then Dean Winchester walked over to the beautiful women at the end of the bar and he said, hi ladies, and pretty soon all those women went home with Dean Winchester and he had a very fun night. But what he didn't know is that he definitely got all those women pregnant, because you see, he's a peak human, so regular condoms don't work on him any, so if he flexes it just a bit it rips. It's not his fault really. I blame the Hercules method. Oh well, the good news is that Dean Winchester is rich. I made sure that both him and Sammy are taken care of when I helped them start their own internet store business, and by that I mean set everything up for them because they don't know shit about all that. So yes, I saved them all a lot of trouble, and I also had to show them how to withdraw some their money from their internet stores, and I told them both that you have to leave some money in the store to keep it running because it's an investment, and because I taught them both to do that, at least they stayed rich, which means they can go do anything they want to do. Oh, and demon and angel magic no longer works on people that read the Hercules method. Anyone that powerful can definitely break through those types of magical barriers. You can't hold back a rhino for long, it's impossible. Basically what I'm saying is that Sammy and Dean Winchester are so powerful now that even if a demon or angel did use their magical powers on them, they would just power through it with brute force. Literally their brains, everything is better than ordinary humans, so think about it, they now have super brains too, which also means better mental powers and no weakness, and I mean none. So goodbye memory problems and goodbye mental health issues, also goodbye arthritis and joint problems, and say hello to perfect newborn infants and hello to perfect human bodies. And then I thought, wait a minute, I should give this book to my human wives. What a great idea. And then I laughed quietly a bit, and then one of the beautiful women approached me and she started talking to me casually, and of course I talked to her because I was curious to see where it would go, and then I realized she looks familiar, and then I said to myself, could it be I was now looking at a young Natalie Portman? And then I asked her, your name wouldn't happen to be Natalie Portman, would it? And then she said something surprising. She said, yes, I'm an actress. And then I stopped drinking for a second and I put down my shot glass, and then I said, I love the movie roles you were in, by the way. Solid work when you played the role of a princess in Star Wars. Oh, what was her name? Padme. Princess Padme, you were absolutely beautiful and wonderful in that movie. And then she smiled warmly at me, and then I smiled back and we continued talking, and she said, I know who you are, you're that hero, Mike the Exterminator. You beat up Art the Immortal Clown and you put him in prison. And she asked me, are you some kind of fighter? And I said, yes ma'am, I was trained by Shaolin monks starting at 9 years old up until I was 20 years old, and I decided to leave the old temple or whatever you call it. And she said, you kind of remind me of that guy in that TV show Kung Fu. And then I said, yes, you mean Kane, Miss Portman. And then she said, please call me Natalie. And then I said, yes ma'am, Natalie. And then she and I continued talking for a bit longer. Then finally we went back to her place.